and welcome back, my Halloween loving friends. I've got another review for you guys. This time we're talking about Conjuring, one of the 12 new scents coming out from Kringle this year in the Halloween lineup part 1. It's joining 8 returning fragrances, and I'm going to have all this information in the description of the video, so I'm going to kind of go through it quickly because I think you guys pretty much know the drill at this point. Launch is taking place technically on Friday, August 1st at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is a midnight launch. Overnight Thursday into Friday. So make sure you are ready, you are prepared, and you know what time you need to be on for your time zone. And thank you to Kringle for sending these candles over to me ahead of the launch, getting these reviews out for you guys. A lot of you have given me really great feedback saying that they've been really helpful. So thank you so much. Honestly, thank you for all the kind words, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. I've really been trying to, give you my best effort here, and it really makes me feel good to, know that that's coming through to you guys. So thank you so much. And if you are going to be shopping the code, I do have a discount code that you can use, Simply Scented, that will get you 15% off. That is a commission code, so please only use it if you're comfortable with the fact that I do get a commission on those sales. What else is there? I don't know. I think that's about it. Check the description if I missed anything there, but we are going to get right into this review. This is another one, guys. I feel like I've said this so many times, but this launch, there's been so many scents that I never would have bought, I never would have paid attention to, but they sent them to me, and now here I ended up loving them. So diving into this review, to start with, I'm going to let you guys know I have burned this for about 28 hours, and we are well past the halfway point here. This one is burning a little bit faster than the other ones, but we will talk a little bit more about that towards the end of this in the sort of performance section of this review. So after we talk the scent, we will circle back to that. But yes, definitely more than halfway into the burn on this candle. Taking a look at the scent notes here for Conjuring, we have top notes of Cade, cedar, and wormwood, mid notes of violet and herbal, and base notes of anise and spice. All right, so let's talk about this one. This one is all the witches and witchcraft. Like, this is a total witchy vibe candle. It is very ritualistic in nature, just that smell to it. It fits the packaging 100%. So if you are looking for something witchy, and you saw my Cabin in the Woods review, I talked about that having a sort of witchy type of feel to it, but that's got a heavy like floral rose presence. If you weren't feeling that part of it, you like witchy, but you're not a floral person like that, this one I think will probably be a little bit more your speed for that witchy feeling without a heavy floral note. Something else that this kind of reminds me of, and this is kind of in left field, but I never know what will resonate with you guys, so I figure I'm going to throw it out there because I can't be the only one that's going to know what I'm talking about here. But my family and I, we just came back from a vacation to Universal Orlando. And if you've ever been on some of those indoor rides, you know the way hotels kind of pump in a scent that's distinct to them, where you walk in and you smell the scent and you're like, you're in that hotel. Rides have like the same thing in certain instances. So like that earthy smell on some of those like dark, creepy rides, specifically Harry Potter. There was a Harry Potter one, I think it was Forbidden Journey or something like that. But like you get on the ride and there's this like earthy, smoky, almost spooky smell. And that's what this sort of reminded me of. And I think I would never have made the connection if I hadn't just come back from that trip. But if you know what I'm talking about and you like that sort of thing, I think you will really enjoy this candle. For me, this is not my typical scent whatsoever. And I've never thought of myself enjoying something like this, but I feel like it's uniquely Kringle Halloween. Like, this is a classic sort of Kringle Halloween scent where I smell it and I would have automatically thought this is a Kringle scent, no matter if I was kind of blind sniffing and I didn't know where that scent was coming from, that would say this smells like a Kringle Halloween candle. So there's a few different components here. I feel like there's like a core area of components, and then some of these other notes are a little bit more kind of accessory. They're a little bit more complementary to the scent. So we'll talk about like kind of the core elements here first. Wormwood and herbal. There's a very strong sage-like quality to this candle, like burning sage. So when you take that wormwood, which has that sage note about it, then we've got that added herbal note with a little bit more, just a little bit more rounding of that sage. I can't really pick out anything else specifically in there, but it does have that sort of herbaceous feel to it. And then when you take that and combine it with the Cade and the cedar, it gives you that sort of smoky kind of quality to it. It makes that sort of burning sage versus just a straight sage. The Cade and the cedar giving that woodsy, sort of almost smoldering tone to it. That's where I get that sort of burning sage essence. And really, like, I feel like that is the core of this candle. Is we're kind of going for that sort of sage burning experience, but we're going to fluff it up here, make it a little bit nicer, a little bit more complete. That's where all these other notes come in. Now, I mentioned this is not a heavy floral candle, but we do have one floral note with the violet. And rather than being a standout note or a distinct floral note, what I think it's doing for me, because I don't get a ton of a violet here, but I do get something that's softening things. It's kind of in there lightly, almost like a whisper, kind of going through this and just kind of smoothing out the harsher edges of the smoky tone and the harsher edges of the sage here, this herbal quality to it that can sometimes be a little too harsh and astringent on its own. The violet kind of comes in here and smooths that out a little bit, because it's surprisingly smooth for a fragrance like this. And I think that's why I'm doing so well with this, is not coming across in a powerful way. It's not as overwhelming in nature as I usually find some of these scents to be. So I think kind of that's where it's coming from. And then we've got the base here of anise and spice. The anise, I think, adds a little bit more of a slight sweetness to it than anything else. And not like a sticky sweet, not a resinous sweet, not anything like that, but just a little touch of sweetness that complements the other notes. Again, just sort of rounding them out, making them a little bit more palatable, making them run together a little bit more smoothly. And then the spice, more of a grounding element here. It's not a distinct spice. I don't find this to be a spicy candle, but I do feel like it's there because there's something giving it a little bit more depth and just kind of leveling out that bottom note. And for me, honestly, I never would have expected to enjoy this one. I smelled it on cold and I was like, okay, I get it. You know, it's witchy, but probably not something I'm going to like. And then once I got it burning, I was like, oh my goodness, okay, this actually is nice. It's adding that sort of Halloween feel, but it's not dominating. It's not overwhelming me. I don't feel like I'm suffocating on this one like I have with some of the other ones. It's a really nice one, guys. But don't get me wrong, guys, just because it's not overwhelming, I'm not saying it's light either. It's actually kind of right where I want it to be. This has been, for me, a solid medium performance here in terms of strength. I would say 6-7 range if you like numbers. It is noticeable. It is present. It's moving around in terms of throw. I would say probably about a 6 also in terms of throw. And for me, in the open concept space, I've had this in my kitchen. I've tried it in my living room. I've kind of moved it around a little bit, and it's holding up no matter where I put it, where I'm getting these sort of whiffs of this throughout the room. And even with high ceilings in here, it's still holding its own. And I think it's present enough that you're going to get it, but it's also not so strong that if you wanted to burn other things with it, it's got this sort of nice complementary quality about it because it's got that sort of smoky Halloween feel, but it's not so intense that you can't burn something else in another room and still enjoy it. So for me, it's kind of just right here, a little bit of Goldilocks going on. I wouldn't really want it much stronger than this, to be honest. So that's just my opinion. I know some really want those super powerhouses, but for me, this is sort of just right. One piece I do need to add to that though is this candle I have found is burning a little bit hotter and a little bit faster. I mentioned earlier that this is burned down a bit more than some of the others with a similar burn time. This one has, I don't know what happened here, but I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness, like this has gone down farther than I would have expected. And I do notice that I am getting a little bit of soot accumulation. And now I will say I have not followed the rules on burn time, so I am probably contributing to that a little bit with a longer burn here. But at the same time, because it does have that sort of hot burn, you do need to watch sooting when you have those hotter burns, because that's usually the ones that have the tendency to do that. I'm going to try to turn it just so you can see. But I mean, that's where I'm at, and that's a pretty good way in. So I would definitely keep an eye on this one. I'm not going to try to show you the top of the jar because it's really hard to see any sort of sooting on the black glass on camera, but I don't know if you can kind of tell there. There's a little bit, but I'm going to just move this back. But otherwise, I mean, not terrible in terms of that. And I think if you watch it better than I have been, you might be okay with it, but just something for you guys to be aware of if you choose to pick this one up. One last piece to talk about here with some comparisons. I talked a little bit about them in my first impressions, but one that comes to mind is Witch's Cauldron from Kringle. A lot of you probably know that one, especially if you like these types of scents. That one I feel like is a little bit more incense and a little bit more, I don't know, dirty maybe. There's like some sort of dirty quality to it. I have it. I don't love that one. Honestly, I can appreciate what it is, but I don't love burning it. It's just a little too heavy on that incense for me, and I don't really like that slightly dirty tone that it has. Just a little earthier tone, I guess. But this is kind of similar vibe, but without those qualities that I don't like. So I've been preferring this one. I also prefer this one to Witching Hour, which is another sort of similar scent. Witch's Cauldron and Witching Hour get compared a lot as well. So I guess it kind of fits these three, but Witching Hour kind of being known to be a little bit more tame version of Witch's Cauldron. So for me, Witching Hour, I feel like it's fine. I like it, but I don't love it. It has a blackberry note in there, and it's a little bit sweeter to me. The smoky quality of that one is sort of similar to this one, but I'm not loving the blackberry note or that whatever that, I think it's blackberry, but that fruity tone to it. And I really like this one better than both of those for actual burning and enjoying in my home. So for me, this would be my pick between them. Witch's Cauldron will be back this year again, but Witching Hour won't be. So if you like Witching Hour and you're kind of missing that and you want something similar, I would try this one. I think this is probably the closest you're going to find, unless you want to go full into Witch's Cauldron. But yeah, I think, those are probably like the closest things that I can think of. But again, I don't really burn stuff like this a lot. So for me, I don't have the best frame of reference. But yeah, if you're familiar with those two, this kind of sits somewhere in the middle of that. So for me, this is like Goldilocks. I like this one the best. It's just right. So let me know, are you going to be giving this one a try? Honestly, I'm thinking about getting another one just because I like the Halloween feel that it gives my home. I like that it is not so dominant that, if I want to burn something else, I can do that too. I can have this in my living room and then I can have something else going in my kitchen. I like that. So for me, yeah, I'm debating another one. So let me know. Are you picking this one up? And I think that's about it, guys. I think that is my take on Conjuring. I hope this helped you maybe narrow down if you want to put it on your list or not. But yeah, that's it for today's review. I've got to go to bed. I can hear it in my voice, so I'm so sorry if I sound unenthused and tired. That's just how I sound now, I think. But yeah, that's my take on Conjuring. I'm going to try to fire out hopefully 3 more videos tomorrow if I can. And yeah, we'll see where we're at. But thank you guys so much once again for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you want alerts for the next ones. You'll get the notices before I find the time to go share it to the groups or wherever you usually find me from. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day, great night, whatever it is that you're watching this video.